Well, good morning. As you can see, the rain stopped. It stopped sometime in the middle of the night. It's pretty soggy out here still. There's a few things I want to take care of before we start working around here. One is I thought I was done with this, but I really don't want to contaminate the hot water tank with dirty water. So I think I'm going to go back to the sun shower. Kind of overcast right now, but maybe the sun will be out enough. And if I sit on top of the tonneau cover, I'll be able to take a warm shower later on. Well, let's continue on with trying to get this water tank waterproof so we stop getting mud leached into it. Of course, before I can apply the waterproofing, this has to be clean. This is kind of a losing battle here with the surrounding mud. I need to dig out a little bit more of a trench so I can get this water to drain away from the water tank, and it's easier to dry out and then get it clean. Again, I'm working on a pretty sharp angle. I'm actually using the backhoe bucket to assist me, to give me a little bit more weight on the left side of the tractor right now. All right, I'm going to try cleaning this one more time. Hopefully the water will drain right off here and won't accumulate any mud around the riser itself. All right, I'm gonna let that dry for a little while. As you can see, I'm not gonna step down in there because my boots are all muddy, but if you look, there's water seeping into there. So it's either this first part of the rim or it's leaching underneath the hydraulic cement that was put all the way around here. So I'm gonna try to use a tar. It's made for foundations, it's a waterproofing tar. And just hit that in the riser, and then I don't know how well this is going to work, but I did buy some ice guard that's very sticky that you usually put on a roof, and you use that usually your first couple sections. Some people put it on their whole roof to try to waterproof it a little bit better, but I thought about wrapping some of that around it too. I don't know if that's going to be a help or hindrance, because it might trap water into it and leave no place to go but into that riser. So I'm Well, let's dry out. I know I got to put a coat of that tar on first, so we'll see what happens. We might have to wait till tomorrow to do the tar, but in the meantime, maybe I'll go cut the grass. Well, I see an obstacle going up the UTV path that's going to hinder me from going up there later. And if you look, we are drying out slowly but surely. Wouldn't be spring without a downed tree somewhere in the UTV path. I need to patch a little hole that we created for the propane tank line to go through when we were using the Mr. Buddy heater. And I forgot that we actually did patch that hole. I won't say patched it, we filled it in temporarily, but I want to put a piece of wood on top of it. And then if I'm not messing around with water tanks anymore, it'd be nice to come up here and just weatherproof this a little bit more. Maybe throw some stain on it, a few camo colors here and there. That spring is flowing pretty good. Of course, it is spring. And now I'm starting to think if I can get that water tank straightened out. I would create the spring up here, create the little dam that you need to put around here with a spigot coming out of it. And then maybe just from time to time, rather than just having it going always into the water tank, to just turn it on when I need it. And if I can get 2 tankfuls a year, 1,400 gallons each, for what we do down here, I think I would be set. If you live down here permanently, well, you'd have to come up with another permanent solution or keep this hooked up all the time. But it might be feasible for us to funnel it out, put a little spigot on it, and then I could probably get some 1-inch packs, just a roll of it, like 200 feet, and just take it right down to my water tank that way. Hook it up, fill up the tank, shut it off. In the wintertime, pack it all up, roll it up, and repeat in the spring and the fall. I was hoping I'd be able to get a coat on this yesterday because I didn't do too bad digging this out, getting it cleared out. But there was just a lot of moisture still coming from the top of the hill here. I dug a little trench to try to make the water go around this area. And I think we're pretty dry this morning. Looking at this a little closer now, I can see like a tiny little crack here. And it seems like the bulk of the dripping takes place back in this area. So it'll be interesting to see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get a coat on this now, let it dry a little bit, do some work around the house, try to get another coat on it. It might rain later this evening, which would not be good. It's supposed to be dry for 24 hours. And then try to get another coat on it tomorrow before I leave. Then I'm just going to let this sit and see what happens. We're taking an RV trip, so I won't be back for a couple weeks. But I don't want to cover this up or do anything until I know that we're not dripping any water in here. And the thing that worries me is if you do have moisture leaching in here, let's say it does freeze a little bit, maybe that's putting cracks in this hydraulic cement that's around here. So I'm hoping to waterproof this. I don't know if that ice guard rolled roofing is going to work on this or not. I might just keep putting coats of it. I might buy another gallon of this and just keep putting coats on here. I definitely can see some cracks in this hydraulic cement. Right here is the trouble area where it seems like water leaches in. Then I'm going to try to take some drain tile, some pipe with some holes in the bottom of it, surround this riser, come off of here, and then fill this up with stone. And hopefully that'll be it, because I don't want to do this again. Okay, that's the second coat. I ended up putting the canopy out. It's raining up north, and it looks like there's rain coming from the south. I'm hoping that it's going to keep the direct sunlight off of here, which they recommend doing. And then if it should sprinkle, hopefully this will protect it enough that it's not going to ruin what I've done here. I need one more coat. I'm going to let this sit for a couple hours, and then coat number 3. Coat number 3 is going to have to wait. It says it needs 24 hours to cure properly, and I think I got 6 with 2 coats on. I was going to try to squeak another coat in before I left tomorrow morning, but I'm already getting mud coming around here, so I'm going to have to play it by ear. Nothing goes easy. So it rained until about 3 in the morning. Not too bad today, but I do have to leave. I want to do something really quick with JD before I take off, and that is to try to take care of our driveway over here. I noticed when I got here and with yesterday's rain that a lot of the water was coming over the driveway rather than going down along the side of it. Now there is a little swale along the driveway, but it's not great enough. I did have the excavator last time we dug out the water tank give me a little cleared area here, but it's filled in a little bit. Nothing too hard for the bucket on JD. All right, I'm a little bit disappointed of the rain we had overnight. The forecast was calling for a sprinkle here and there, and that's why I thought the canopy would come in and protect that riser area, but we had a downpour for a good 6 hours. I looked at it this morning. I thought I could get another coat on it today before I leave. I have to leave here in a couple hours, but it's just so wet in there right now. There's mud in there. I would have to clean that all out. I did try to hose it out a little bit, and it looked like I was actually washing away some of the waterproofing. So I stopped. I looked inside of the tank, and it looks all right. There was nothing dripping in there. So I think we're making some progress and heading in the right direction. I got to clean up and take off. I'm going to just leave this open. We're going to go on an RV trip, and I won't be back till the end of May or early June. I'll leave it open. Whatever is on there is going to cure, and if I can clean it up when I get back here, I'll clean it back up again, try to put a couple more coats on it, and then throw some drain tile, some stone in there, some piping to go run off down the right side of our driveway, and we'll see what happens. It's just frustrating. Once that's done, I still want to make sure that it's not going to infiltrate anymore, and else going to be a fiasco. Drain the tank out, clean it out, which I've done before, just kind of a pain. And then I think I'm going to get a tote, and you can get water in town. It's about 20 miles away. and I'll get 300 gallons. My truck should be able to handle that now that I got Super Duty compared to my F-150. And we'll start with that. We'll throw that in there and see how that does. And if I have to, I'll get another 300 gallons. And we'll just keep an eye on it before I decide to pay for a water drop off. Also, if I have that tote here, when they deliver water, this is only a 1,400 gallon tank. They come with 2,000 gallons. I always have to turn 600 away. If I had a tote, I could throw another 300 gallons in that tote. Can't do that in the wintertime when it's temperatures are below zero, but I could do it about 7 or 8 months out of the year. But that's going to do it for today. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know when a new one is coming out. And keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody.